So, not quite a Gareth Southgate tactic here today, but it's inspired by. Let's just jump in and take a look. Note, this tactic you are about to see is not a tactic you should use from start to finish. This is a tactic to use in a very specific time in a match. So while I holiday throughout the entire season with this tactic employed throughout, this should not be how you use it. Just keep that in mind as you watch this video. But now with that said, let's just return to our originally scheduled programming. This one is called Tarngate, and I honestly have absolutely no idea what to make of it. The description basically says a tactic inspired by Gareth Southgate's Euro 2024 tactical masterclass intended to ruin a streamer's day. Instead, he enjoyed it far too much. Want to entertain? Want to score goals? Then don't pick this tactic. Want to see a game out? Want to have zero highlights? This tactic is for you. So I honestly have no idea what to say about it. I mean, a couple of comments in here. I used it at the start of a game versus Leicester City. I was Bristol City and conceded all of my 7 shots on target against. Up the gas, Bristol City deserved to concede 7. And another one, wow, I was 2-1 up in the 85th minute, implemented this tactic, and there were no more highlights. 10 out of 10 would use again. So I guess if you want a somewhat safe tactic to use to kind of see out a game, maybe try it out. But I'm showing you this side because usually what I do is I do a quick pick and I erase all of this because they're all on vacation. They're not at the stadium anymore. But I just wanted to see Andrew Robertson and Luis Diaz have played fairly poorly when paired and are not a good partnership in their selected roles. So keep things like that in mind as you're playing around. But as always, we're going to check it out with our 3 teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. So with all that said, let's just jump into the Premier League and see what the hell happened. Well, clearly it did not work for the Premier League teams. Liverpool in 12th place. I'm sure a lot of you love seeing that. Me, not so much, but 46 points, 25 goals. Aston Villa in 17th, 30 with 22. Yeah, no. So I'm going to assume from here on out, we're not going to see much. But Carabao Cup 4th round for Liverpool out against Brighton in penalties. And then FA Cup 3rd round immediately out against Swansea 0-1. And it's Joe Allen. Aww. Well, they did make it through the Europa League group stage, unfortunately. Out, though, in the knockout play, first round and second round against Benfica. So overall, a pretty piss-poor season for Liverpool all through. Yeah, 4 in the green. That's it. 46 appearances for Alisson, but 11 goals is top for Salah. Assist 8 for Salah is top, 7 for Robertson, and then average rating Salah with a 717. Can Aston Villa do any better in the domestic cups? No, they can't. 0-3 in the Carabao Cup 3rd round against Newcastle, and then out in the FA Cup 4th round against Hull. And even worse in Europe against Hearts. So yeah, there's really no point in going through any of this. I mean, this is a really dismal season for them. 1 in the green, and it's Philip Coutinho. So yeah, this definitely didn't work. But goals, Ollie Watkins with a whopping 8 right there. Assists, you get Douglas Luiz with 5 as the tops in the team. And then Emiliano Martinez with a 694. And funny enough, I'm checking transfers just to see if major names have left. But funny enough, Aiden Borland goes off to Liverpool for 5.5. Well, Data Hub is not going to look very fun to anyone. I mean, this is pretty awful. This is Liverpool. Defensively, you got a couple of things, but wow. Goals per game, 0.66. Conceded only 1.13 and XG against 1.29. Higher than usual, but still not as high as I'd expect, but a 0.66. With a -6 clear-cut chances against. Ouch. Aston Villa, I mean, looking really not much different there. And if we look at goals per game, 0.58, 1.55 conceded, 1.54 XG against, and a -18 clear-cut chances against. That is just a doozy. So as we take a look at points per game, only 1.21 for Liverpool, 0.79 for Aston Villa. And the only details in the Premier League stats, most possession, Liverpool with 61%, Aston Villa with 56%, and then best pass completion, Liverpool in first with 92%, 91 for Aston Villa. I'm not even going to leave you in suspense. Ipswich Town didn't do very well either. 20th in the position, 44 points, 22 goals. Wow. Well, does this tell you anything of how the season went? A lot of red, very few green. Out in the FA Cup 3rd round against Bristol City. And then up we go to the Carabao Cup 1st round against Stevenage. So yeah, if I've got to scroll, it didn't work. But we're here anyway, and I'm going to guess not many people are still here. But goals 6 for Connor Chaplin, Hurst with a whopping 1. Assists 4 for Wes Burns. Leaf Davis is actually still here with only 2. And then, yeah, average rating Kolodki with 698. Championship stats, same location, 55% for Ipswich Town in 4th, most possession, and best pass completion in 1st with 91%. Well, the tactic itself, let's take a look anyway. It's a goalkeeper in defend where we start a no-nonsense fullback in defend. Wow. And that's on the left. On the right is a wingback in attack, central defender in defend next to a ball-playing defender in defend, ball-winning midfielder in defend next to a deep-line playmaker in defend, and I can see why this is not working. Inverted winger in support on the left, a winger in support on the right, and an attacking midfielder in support in the middle, with a deep lying forward in support up front. In possession, attacking with his narrow, play out of defense, passing directness is much shorter, tempo is lower, whip crosses, work the ball in the box, play for set pieces, dribble less, and be more disciplined. In transition, regroup, hold shape, slow pace down, distribute to the center backs, and roll it out. And then out of possession, a low block line of engagement, a much lower defensive line, trigger press less often, stay on feet, and drop off more. So I'm not even going to say how did it do for all 3 teams because they clearly did abysmally. Now that is exactly the reason why you need to take these tactics and put them into your squad and kind of get into each match individually. I am holidaying throughout the entire season. I am not doing a single thing. The club assistant coaches and all that are doing all the work for me. But now this specifically has been stated in the description. You need to go through a match, and if you're holding on to a lead close to the 70th, 80th minute, switch to this tactic, and hopefully you won't see any more highlights and you'll win the game. So take that, use it for that. Don't use this for anything else, it looks like. I mean, I don't even know what it's going to do for a Luton Town or a QPR or something who is, I mean, I see QPR there, but anyone who is at the bottom of the league, is this going to hold on to any kind of win or draw and keep you into the non-relegation areas? I don't know. But in this case, it didn't work for any of our teams, and I would definitely not use it as a standard tactic, a day-to-day tactic that you're going to go out against a Manchester City, a Chelsea, a Luton Town, Bournemouth, a Sheffield, anything like that. I would just use it as I am winning the game, I need to win this game, switch to this tactic, and cut everything else out. That's what I would use it for. But that is it for me, Seven FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.